Hey everybody, today we're going to show you the best way to farm technology points here in Palworld. So without further ado, let's jump into it. So when it comes to technology points, there's two main ways to get them. One is by leveling up your character, and the second way is by unlocking fast travels. However, if you find yourself making it to level 50 and unlocking every single fast travel in the game, you'll notice that you still don't have nearly enough technology points to unlock everything that you possibly can. In fact, as you guys see as I scroll here through mine, there's still a ton of things that I haven't been able to unlock. And I've actually run the strategy that I'm about to show you several times. So it does take a lot of grinding, and it will take you a decent amount of time to be able to unlock everything that you possibly can. And that strategy is going to be hitting all three of the sanctuaries. So if you guys didn't already know, there's three sanctuaries on your map. The first one's going to be on the far southern part of the map, just south of Spawn Island. The second one is on the far western side of the map, just north of the volcano region. And the third one is on the far northeastern side of the map, just northeast of the giant desert biome. And on each of these sanctuaries, you're going to find several chests. There's generally 5 chests that can be found on the main sanctuary island, and then you'll find 3 or 4 more on the outskirts of that, on these little things that stick out to make it look like a sun on your map. So in total, you'll generally get between 8 and 9 chests at an entire sanctuary, and these obviously respawn like every in-game day or every 2 days, so you can go back and keep farming this over and over again. Now, what you want to do is hit all 3 sanctuaries and open all of the chests that you can find. And generally what will happen is you'll get anywhere between 8 and 10 of the high-grade technical manuals. Sometimes you may get unlucky and only get a couple of these. Sometimes you may get really lucky and get even more. But this is what they're going to look like in your inventory. You guys can see I currently have 2 on me just to show you what they look like. They're the high-grade technical manuals. These only are going to give you 1 technology point per use. There are better manuals that will give you up to 2 or even 3 technology points. Those are going to be found in the dungeons around the map, which is another thing I'll get into here in a second, but isn't quite the best strategy and the best time saver when it goes to getting these. But again, back at these sanctuaries, you'll get the high-grade technical manuals. You can actually use these, and it'll tell you if you use it, it's going to give you a technology point. You can then use them, and you can keep running this strategy over and over again to stack up on technology points, so you can continuously unlock the items in the game that you haven't been able to unlock yet. I figure for most of you, it's going to be mounts, as that's what it is for me. There's a mount for pretty much every single pal in the game. You don't necessarily need all of them, but if you're a completionist like myself, you'll find yourself wanting to just be able to unlock everything that you possibly can. But this is by far the best strategy. Now, back to what I said, if you do go through dungeons, in almost all the dungeons in the game, you do have a pretty high probability of being rewarded with technical manuals at the end of the dungeon, which can take a lot of time, especially if you're not a really high level with a bunch of really good pals. You need to clear out the entire dungeon, get to the end, take out the final boss. And when you take out the final boss in the dungeon, there will be a couple chests that you can unlock before you actually leave the dungeon. And in those chests, you have a good chance of getting one of the manuals, right? That'll give you 2 or 3 technology points. However, generally you only get 1 out of that. So having to take the time to go through the entire dungeon and take out the boss just to get 2 or 3 technology points isn't really worth it when you can just hit all 3 of the sanctuaries and get triple or quadruple that. And it just makes it a lot easier. By the time you're done hitting all 3 sanctuaries and using all those, you can take a little bit of time to go do something else for like a minute or 2, and all those chests will have respawned, and you'll be able to go back and do it again. But yeah, that's the strategy that I've been running to get a lot of technology points here in Palworld. If you guys have any other questions, make sure to leave them down in the comment section below. I appreciate you guys watching the video, and we'll see you in the next one.